Good morning, boys and girls. It is Monday, April the 27th. 1, 2, 3, 4 more days we have in the month of April. 30 days hath September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, except February. It has 28. If Thursday, April 30th, is the last day of this month, what will the next day be? It will be Friday. Will it be Friday, April 40th? Will it be Friday, April 31st? Listen to the poem to figure that out, okay? It will be the first day of the next month. It will be the first day of May because April, according to the poem, only has 30 days. So for the next 2 or 3 days, we're going to be learning about 2 different kinds of graphs, bar graphs and line graphs. And we're going to be making our bar graphs and line graphs based on our weather window and our rain gauge information. I have gone ahead and gone to my weather window, and I want you to do that too, in your journal, and make the different categories that you made on your weather window: sunny, cloudy, and rainy. Days that were less than 40 degrees, days that were greater than 40 degrees in temperature. And I want you to go ahead and calculate all of your information. Go ahead and count all those tally marks and record it in your journal. Your information might look different than mine because you might have looked at your weather at a different time of day than I did. I counted 7 sunny days. I counted today because today is sunny. So I counted 7 sunny days, 4 cloudy days, and 4 rainy days. I counted 1 day that was less than 40 degrees outside, and I counted 10 days that were greater than 40 degrees outside. And in fact, if we want, since we're counting today, up here in sunny, today is going to be, I think, 62 degrees. 62 is greater than 40. So instead of 10 days, let's change that to 11 days where the temperature has been greater than 40. So go ahead and take a few minutes to count up all your tally marks in your journal. And then move on to your rain information that you got for the last 4 days from your rain gauge. Okay. Now, as I was looking at the rain information, I'm noticing that this is a great opportunity to learn a little quick math lesson with your ruler. My ruler still has rain all over it. But all 4 days that we measured, the rainfall never got over 1 inch, this 1 inch mark on your ruler. So look really closely at your ruler. Just the 1 inch. And if you notice on your ruler, there's little lines on your ruler that are between the end of the ruler, or 0, and the 1. So what do all those little marks mean? Let's look. Yesterday, for example, in my rain gauge, I measured that the rain fell 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so when we're talking about greater than, less than, 1/4 is less than 1. So each of these little black marks between the 0 and the 1 symbolize a number, symbolize an amount. And we write those or talk about those like fractions, okay? So it didn't rain a whole inch, it rained only a part of an inch, and that part was 1/4, okay? So you can take some time to figure out where 1/4 might be on the ruler. Stick your ruler back in the water and you'll be able to see exactly where, okay? So fractions are just smaller parts of a bigger whole, right? And in this case, the whole is 1 inch. Yesterday it rained, the part of an inch it rained was 1/4 of an inch. The day before that, on Saturday, on the ruler, it rained 1/2 of an inch. So find the little mark that falls right in the middle of 0 and 1, right in the middle, right in half, and that's the amount of that 1/2 is, okay? 1/2 inch of rain fell. On Friday, I recorded that no rain fell. And then on Thursday, I recorded another 1/2 of an inch of rain fell. Okay, we could do some more exploring with fractions and rulers and things because it is kind of interesting to think about and understand because these numbers, fractions, aren't really numbers that we see too often when we're just doing our normal counting and addition and things like that. Okay, so let's get our paper and our markers or crayons ready to start making the first graph we'll make today. The first graph we'll make today, let's go ahead and graph our sunny days, cloudy days, and rainy days. Okay? So when we make a graph, we need to make a long line down one part of the paper, and then another long line going across the paper. Okay, so it's like a big L. Okay, and on the bottom line, that's where we're going to make our different categories, okay? So you can get creative when you do this. By drawing your different categories or writing your different categories. So we had sunny, we had cloudy, and we had rainy and stormy. The thing to keep in mind when we're making a bar graph, though, is that you leave enough space in between each of your categories, okay? Just a little bit of space between each one. On this part of the graph, on this tall line going up and down, is where we're going to make our numbers, okay? So different bar graphs will have different numbers that go alongside of this line. If we look at our information, 7, 4, and 4. Let's make our bar graph, let's make it go up to, well, let's make it go up to 15 because that's how many days we tracked the weather. So take your marker or pencil or crayon, and you're going to start making your numbers 1 through 15, okay? So 1's going to be down here at the bottom. Actually, we'll start with 0, okay? And then start making your numbers go all the way up the side of your line, all the way to 15. Okay, so take some time to do that. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right? Okay. So for my sunny days, I think I'm going to use yellow to make my bar. And according to my weather window and where I tallied all that information, we counted 7 days of sunny weather. So I'm going to draw a bar up to the 7. And a bar is kind of another word or another name for a triangle. Or not a triangle, sorry, a rectangle. A rectangle. Do you see how my bar rectangle, I drew it all the way up to the 7 to represent 7 days of sunny weather. Okay? If you want to get fancy, you can color that bar in to make your graph nice and colorful. All right. We're going to do the same thing for cloudy days, but choose a different color so it's easy to read your graph. All right, cloudy days. I recorded 4 at my house. So I'm going to draw my rectangle bar up to 4. I recorded 4 days of rainy and stormy weather. So I will do the same thing for that category. So just by looking at this bar graph, we can easily be able to tell in the last 14 days, what kind of weather have we had the most of? In the past 14 days, what kind of weather have we had the least of? And it looks like we've had the same number, an equal number of cloudy days and rainy days, according to my weather window. Now, another important part of graphs is having a title, okay? So sometimes just by looking at this, somebody might not really know what kind of graph this is, or they might be able to tell it's a weather graph, but for when? So let's think of a title for this bar graph. A title that will communicate to somebody very clearly what kind of information this graph is sharing. This graph is sharing weather information, so we can write the word weather. W-E-A-T-H-E-R, weather. And then we're going to write the dates that we have tracked the weather. So good grief, let's look at our calendar. And this will be fun. Let's count backwards 15 days, okay? Oh boy, let's see if we can do this. Okay, so we counted today. I don't know if I can do this. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so when we get to this little mark, we'll know to stop. That's when we started tracking our weather. Okay, so let's count backwards from 27 until we get to here, so we'll know exactly what day in April we started. Okay, ready? Starting to count backwards from 27. 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. I think technically we started doing it on Monday, which would have been April the 13th. So we have tracked the weather from April the 13th through April the 27th. So on our title, and we can do the abbreviated dates, 4/13 through 4/27. Now if someone looks at this graph, they will know exactly what time of the month this weather information was recorded, was taken. Okay? Bar graph. Your assignment is to make 2 more bar graphs. One bar graph will have the rainfall information, and the other bar graph will have the temperature information. And I would like to see these. I would love to see these on our Facebook page, or I would love to see these in a picture that you want to send me. I'm going to work on my graphs right now when I say goodbye to you, so that I'll have them to share with you tomorrow, and we can look at all of the information. Tomorrow, we're going to do the same information, but instead of in a bar form, we're going to do it in a line form. And it's going to look a little different, but it'll still be the exact same information. Okay? So remember that your assignment today is to make 2 more bar graphs with rainfall and with temperature. Okay, before we say goodbye for the day, let's review our sight words. From last week, our week of the W. And both Thursday and Friday, I forgot to write the new sight word in the sand with you. So I am sorry about that. But this week we're going to still be concentrating whenever you're writing on going from the top to the bottom. Never ever bottom up, okay? So let's review. Where. In your sand tray, if you want to try using a pencil or a marker in your journal, you can do that too. The word where starts with a W, so I am starting at the top left corner of my tray, and I'm going to go down and make a diagonal line, up, down, up, W, H, top to bottom, up and over. This is going to be hard to fit, I can already tell. E is tricky. E, you're going to start and you're going to go over, then up, then down, and around. All right, I can already tell I'm not going to have enough room, so I'm going to do it really fast on a piece of paper so you can see. Okay, so let's start again. All right, to write the word where, we're starting at the top and we're going down and up and down and up. I never picked up my crayon. H, top to bottom. Trace your line back up to make your hump. E, okay? And sometimes when I'm teaching E, I like to pretend that lowercase e is like a little turtle, okay? So with your little turtle, he needs to have his tummy, and then your little turtle needs to have his shell, okay? And then your little turtle needs to have his tail, E. R, I'm starting at the top and going down. I'm tracing my line back up and making a little hook. Notice that the line I made for my R is short and the line I made for my H is long. And then the last letter in the word where is another E. So let's make another little turtle. Start by making his tummy, then his shell, and then go down to make his tail. Where. Y. Starting at the top, down, up, down, up. H. Top, down, trace your line back up and make a hump. Y, top, down, pick up my pencil, go to the top on the other side and make a long diagonal line down. Who. W, top, down, up, down, up. H, top, all the way down, trace my line back up and make a hump. O, circle, okay? What? W, top, down, up, down, up. H, top, down, trace my line up and over for a hump. A, and A, we do a circle. Do not pick up your pencil, and we make a little line right next to the circle. T, we start at the top and go down. pick up your pencil to make the cross for your T. All right, and when. And I've run out of room, so I'm going to move it over here. When, W, top, down, up, down, up. H, top, down, trace my line up and make a hump. E, make my turtle tummy, make my turtle shell, and make his tail. And then this letter at the end is an N. Short line, top to bottom. Do not pick up your pencil. Trace that line back up and make your hump. It's the same as making an H, except instead of the long line and the hump, you make a short line and the hump. What do you notice is interesting about all of our W sight words from last week? All 5 of them have something in common. Yes, they all start with W, but there's something else that they all have the same. See if you can notice what it is. All right, so I look forward to seeing you tomorrow when we will learn about line graphs. Have a great Monday.